Good evening. Welcome to WTF with Tracy and Friends. I'm your host, Tracy Brannigan, with Allie McBride and our special guest tonight, Bob Pearsall.
Thank you for having me, Tracy.
Pleasure to have you, Bob. It is WTF with Tracy and Friends, the most fun you can have with your clothes on a Wednesday night. Did you know that?
Woo! No, I didn't know that, but now I do.
You're going to learn. You're going to learn today.
You're going to learn a lot today from what I heard.
Now, before we start, very exciting announcement. Huge news. Guys, we are nominated for a podcast award.
Congratulations. There we go.
Awards.com. I need everybody to go on and vote. You need to nominate us for 3 categories. The Adam Curry People's Choice Award, Best Female Hosted Podcast,
Woo!
And the Entertainment category.
Wow.
So we are in all 3 categories. So you guys, you have to go to podcastawards.com. You have to sign up with your email, all that good stuff. It takes 2 seconds. Then you can opt out. Yeah, vote. Then you can opt out at the end if you don't want them to save your email address.
I was just going to say you get all the ads after that. You know?
Yeah, I know they let you opt out, but please go on and do that. It's a huge opportunity for us, and I would so appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And we'll share.
I'm going to share
Just
the
share
link
everything.
here. I'm going to share it. You're going to get so sick of me because I'm going to be popping up on your Facebook, Instagram, everywhere.
Can they only vote one time per email?
Yes, it's only one time. It's not like a vote every day kind of thing. It's like a one-time vote. And when you click into the category, make sure you scroll down because it goes by alphabetical order. We're WTF, so we are at the end. You know, the last one down there. So make sure you scroll all the way down.
In case anyone didn't know their alphabet.
Just in case.
At the bottom.
You know, look, we have a wide array of viewers and listeners. So
True.
We never know. But yes, so you want to vote for WTF for the Adam Curry People's Choice Award. Could you imagine if we actually...
This is so cool.
Actually, I'd be honored. You know, like be a part of it. You know, maybe it's my show to put you over the edge. I don't know. Who the hell knows?
You never know.
I don't know.
You never know. I mean, you just subscribe. This is one
Yeah,
more
all it takes is
subscriber.
one extra one. All it takes is one more.
And you guys know the
True.
drill. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a show. You know, all the shit. You know what to do. All right. So, Bob, welcome.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here today, Tracy. I
Is
mean, we
it?
talked about like this about like 2 months ago after the Brecco show and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then I saw your show when you were like, what kind of food you were feeding people and get them hammered on. No, I'm just kidding. But like the whole, I forgot what was the one. It was a show before mine when you were on Brecco show and you had a special cannoli or something like that.
Oh, the fruit roll-up.
The fruit roll-up cannoli.
yeah.
Fruit roll-up with the mango sorbet and the
Right.
tahini seasoning.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Are you familiar with the tahini seasoning?
No,
Oh, you're going to
like
learn
a
about
chili
that
lime.
today.
that's a chili line. Okay, gotcha.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really good on it. It's like a Mexican seasoning,
Mexican
Okay.
chili lime is
Mexican.
the main. Salt chili lime.
It's very delicious.
Excellent.
Anyway, Bob, so...
Well, yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Like I heard about the show, and like I watched you guys a little piece of it, and I was like, man, I gotta get on the show. Looks kind of fun. So,
I know, we're
and it
kinda
always is a
great.
good time to have a fun nominated too. Yeah, so to be a part of the show and to talk about myself, my school, and everything else that goes on in my life, and then, like, it's gonna be a fun hour. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I think so.
Can't
So
wait.
you made it here? Okay, right. You're from up north.
I almost got an accident on the way here. They're like,
No way.
coming off 206, and you think the guy's going to curl out this way, and I'm making that right. And I was in the wrong lane. I know I was at fault, but he just kept going straight. I'm like, I was able to hit the brakes, so I was paying attention. So the guardian angel there hooked me up, so I could make it to this fantastic show.
Well,
So there we go. So made it here okay, all good, no issues whatsoever. And then that was the little thing on the way here. It's like stupid circle up by 206. So
Oh, it's the worst.
yeah, I came through the
Absolute
back
worst.
door, like back way. Instead of coming down the turnpike, which I probably should have, but I was like, every time I go home out of here, I come up 206. So I said, let me come down this way. It comes into 206 anyway, and then, that's where the address is.
206 is the worst.
Yeah, no, it's
Take the turnpike
Death
home.
Valley. Yep, exactly.
But you made it around the circle of death.
Yes, up by Somerville, that one over there. So that
Oh,
was
gosh.
This one as
That's even
well, the
one-
White Horse Circle.
They're
you
all-
have to
No, the
go.
one over here was fine. There was not that much traffic. But remember, I'm down in no man's land down here for you guys. But as
I
compared up there.
I don't know why they're putting these circles back in everywhere. Like nobody.
What's up in
knows how to
Morristown has it,
navigate them.
and they have it because I live in Morristown, and they have
Yes,
one where
they do.
they have right, not Morris, but Morris up north.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So they put a new one in there to circle it, and it's working okay, I guess. But I mean, there's always that person that doesn't know how to handle a circle.
Oh, how do
and
they not
then,
know?
And then there's a yield signs and everything else. But I think it's all catch-22 now these days.
Yeah, this is a funny story. I was driving up to like Westchester, New York for a baby shower.
Okay.
And I had like 2 people in the backseat of my car. I was driving. My brother was supposed to be my co-pilot. It's like, you really got to help me with the directions. So he's like, in a quarter of a mile, he's like, I'm not sure, but shit's going to get weird. And no one questioned it. No one questioned it. I was like, okay. Coming up the highway doing 75, I hit this circle. Oh my God, I am so happy that there was no cars coming. I just like whip myself around this circle like nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, Pat, what do you mean? He's like, I told you shit was going to get weird. And I was like, you tell me that there's a circle coming up.
Should have elaborated. But it was just a circle, so you knew like what to do.
Yeah.
You got to yield when you get there.
Yes. Well, as best as I could going 75 miles per hour approaching.
I love it
the
how you
circle.
just said shit's gonna get weird like 2 miles up. It doesn't elaborate.
And then I was like, wait, you couldn't tell me that a circle was coming? He's like, I can't read hieroglyphics. I was like, it's a map.
It's a map. It's not really hieroglyphics. All right. Well,
funny.
anyway, so Bob, you are a jack of kind of all trades, right? Like
Well, yeah, I'm,
tell
I'm
us about yourself.
definitely about it. All right, so let's go into the main reason why I'm here today is to promote my Taekwondo school. So from here, what happens, I got into Taekwondo back when I was 15 years old. I was one of those kids that was bullied when I was younger. And was fascinated in the 80s with the ninjas and all the Karate Kid. The Karate Kid came out. And
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
I sweep the leg, Johnny. And then it just got to a point where I was a freshman in high school. I got in a lot of fights in 8th grade. And then my freshman year, this kid who I'm actually friends with today takes the basketball in my hand. We just use the F you back and forth, like this. And I'm like, come home and I tell my mom, I said, I've had enough. Mm-hmm. And it was a changing part of my life because then she says, okay, well, I heard your cousin beat the snot out of some guy with this so-called art called Taekwondo. I'm like, all right, well, I have no idea what that is, but I figured let's try it out. So we opened up the book, and Taekwondo is the Korean form of karate. So we opened up the book. We found Cho's Taekwondo up in Ledgewood, which is a town next to where my school is now. It's like literally just like a block down. Mm-hmm. And we went in there and I started taking it in 1986. Then I met my grandmaster when I was a blue belt. And he changed my career around because I was kind of a slacker in the beginning. Hard to believe how I teach and who I am today. But he did change me around because he pushed the right buttons for me to move. And he goes, you think you come in this school with this attendance call, you got nothing coming. So I'm like, so rather being like, half the weenie kids, go, I'm going to quit. He's me. All right, I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
And then I started coming more. I got better. And then next thing you know, I became an instructor, a helper to begin with it as a brown belt, which is a rarity, especially when we had a lot of black belts in that school. And then I just went from there. I got the last of the class of the black belts in the 80s in 1989. And then I got hurt in 92. I was close to second degree, popped my ACL in a football game.
Gosh.
And it took 12 years to return. Not because of the injury, but life took over after I got,
things,
then,
right.
and then I was better. I was a jack of all trades, like you're saying, is that I played in a band for like 2 years. And then when the band split up, I'm like, I can't do this again. Dealing with guys that are acting like girls, I just can't.
What was the
drama.
name of your band?
It was called Hornet, actually. It was. It had a big Hornet logo, and my logo was like Feel the Sting. So we had a Hornet with a girl getting stung in the butt. It was a great logo. Like, it was perfect. It was like one of my marketing theories at the time. And then so we played out for 2 years. I played in Hoboken, different spots, etc. So then the band split up. I'm like, I can't do this. And I go, I'm 33 at the time, so I'm going to go back to something I loved, which is Taekwondo. I said, if I can't do this with my knee, I'm going to do something else, but it'll be martial art related, which will be like Kendo, which is the swords. And then, but what happens is that my knee was fine. I had a great surgeon, built myself up, started doing things piece by piece. Next thing you know, got my second degree in 04, third degree in 07, fourth degree in 09 or 10, which which made me a master, which is the third guy in 40 years to do this under this master.
Wow.
And I got 5, and then I'm in line to get 6 right now. Depends upon the promotion between 5th and 6th. I am a legit 5 right now, but I might be hopped up to 6th due to the fact that my grandmaster's getting older. I put in the extra time with the years. Now I'm the owner of the school, and then they just want me to become pushed up just a little bit more. So it's fantastic. But it's 6. I'll be the first guy to do it under this guy.
Awesome.
How many degrees are there?
9.
Oh,
And
wow.
so
I had no idea.
7 makes it grandmaster, and that's where I'll probably most likely end up by the time, because I'm 52 now, so I'll give it about 10 by the time I'm in 60s range. But if you want to go 8 and 9, you got to go to Korea.
Oh,
Really? You do? What does that entail?
That entails. It's a lot. I had a master I work with out of Chatham, Master O'Connor. He's a 6th degree. He went to Korean trade. He's like in his mid 40s now, but he went back in his early 30s and trained for a whole year. First thing, my wife's not gonna let me go to Korea for a year.
Yeah, no,
And she's
sorry.
not. And she's not. I mean, we're working on down the road here to get the family kind of aspect of it. And the next year was the push we're gonna be doing. So there's no way I'm going to Korea. Plus, I mean, at that time, we're like, well, I mean, I don't want to be that 69-year-old man trying to get a 8th grade
Right.
and getting whipped by Koreans like young kids. There's a little
Right.
too much. I mean, like you got it. And my Clint Eastwood was a big fan of mine, and he's like, a man's got to know his limitations. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. So,
Well, that
one was, I mean, but to get to 7 would be the first grandmaster under him to get it, and that would be me.
Very
I'm a
cool.
huge honor for it, and the way I teach is differently. I teach like a mix between, it's funny, like Cobra Kai. I teach like Cobra Kai. Like I teach like Kreese in a hard sense. I teach like Johnny with a little humor. And I had the mindset of like a Miyagi too, because I do the mental mindset, the positive mindset I do with my kids and adults. I teach from 5-year-olds all the way up to like 50 plus. So the blend of teaching, I usually joke on stage. I say I teach children 5 to 55.
Yeah.
Yes, I said that.
Yeah.
So like like I have one student that she's in her mid 40s and she has such a perfectionist. I won't say her name because she's probably watching right now and she knows what I'm talking about. But she stomps her foot like a kid. She's like, I did it. She gets all fired up. Not mad at me. She's just such a perfectionist. When she doesn't get it right, she gets all pouty. Stomps her feet. But she's a great student. And then, but she just actually got her yellow belt. So she got through her first day.
Congratulations.
Yes. All right,
Congrats, girl.
Carrie. It's for you, Carrie. There
Congrats,
you go.
Carrie.
There
Way
you
to
go.
go.
There you go. But yeah, no, she's done real well. I teach her daughter who just got a red belt. They came over from a different school after COVID, and they were looking for the right house, and they're happy to be in the Kwan. Kwan in Korean means family, so they're happy. It's like a family atmosphere.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so. And then, it's just the way I got a couple rock star black belts. I got little kids that, one kid looks, I have a few kids that are like, one little blonde kid named Carter looks like he should be on a cereal but I have a blend of all different nationalities, and they're all unique in their own different way. I have the kids, like I have a Hispanic kid, Dominican kid, and then Carter, the blonde hair kid, and they're 3 kids together. It's like a blend of different nationalities. I call them the 3 Musketeers.
Yeah.
So they hug each other. I can see them in the future getting black belts. That it's going to be kind of unique to that facet. And I think they're just amazing how they're all grown. And then our school's grown. I took over as the headmaster in 20. After COVID, the other master retired. I literally took it to the next level. I added a YouTube channel. I added in the more updated website. I'm going to try. My wife says, due to my personality and my teaching ability, we have to create an app so I can teach people across the country, or just
awesome.
even in different parts. It's like, I can't come to your school, but I would love to learn. I mean, even on the small. Now, first thing, so everybody on this podcast knows, and everyone in this room, there's no way you can learn a martial art without being around somebody. Now, you can learn some moves, you can learn some training, but unless you're around a natural instructor, whether it's myself and or somebody else, you will never truly learn it because it's a hands-on art. You can't learn it. Now, I have a YouTube channel for people what's known as a refresher, like where they learn the form at my school, and then they go, I forgot.
Yeah.
Master Pearsall knows you will go to YouTube and you can watch it, and then it refreshes you. So there's certain things. And then teaching different moves where if you learn it in a school, you can go refresh it. And then like, okay, that's how he's moving or that's how he's doing it, and I can copy. But to do it fresh from the get, it's tough to do. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been great. Been a great, 3 years, it'll be 3 years I've been headmaster. And it's just going to keep going until
That's awesome.
at least till 65. No, the most 65, because I'm not sitting dealing with 5-year-olds at 65.
Right.
I have a great couple instructors that I have a few girls that are rock stars and want to be master. I think they're like 12, 11, so add to 21. They can run the school while I can be observant to the school.
That's true.
But the
yeah.
daily routine, and I have a young guy named Glenn who's a blue belt now, and he's going to be an easily a black belt in the future. He's really good. He's a mixed martial artist from different categories, but his main focus is with our school for the mainstay overall thing. And then just other young different instructors that like I have a rock star named Zalt, Tim, Yashil. These guys, I created a video, new promo video to you'll probably remember this since Tracy and I were talking about wrestling, WWE, the D-Generation X. With so that song, I created a video to that song that were like gonna have all these rocks. Their pictures are like all me.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come out plus all their highlight reels, plus my highlight reels, all together blended because it's not about me anymore. It's about the family, and so it starts with me, trickles down to them, and they're just taking it to the next level, hopefully next level on that aspect. But yeah, it's been great.
Well, that's so cool. I had another question for you. I just totally went blank. What the heck was it? I don't know. It'll come back to me.
Sure.
But damn, this never happened. What was it?
Oh, is it with my martial arts or?
Yeah. Oh, do you guys compete? Do you do competitions?
We're doing the other tournaments, yeah. I mean, we have a tournament possibly coming up in October, November range. Since COVID, a lot of the tournaments shut down, at least with our organization. So they're recreating a new one here. And if we don't, then I'm going to have an in-school tournament to see who's going to be the best of the best of my school.
Oh, that's cool.
And then in the new year will be worst case that we'll have it from there. But yeah, we're going to be doing competitions and stuff. And then, but yeah, I got a kid that's like Johnny. If you want to like compare, like, a few of them that are just like that really good. And
Yeah.
But there is that separation, which I want. You can't have everybody do the same.
Right.
Because some people try harder. There's more talented ones, but it's not about talent. It's heart. It's about the people that want. I have this one young girl, man. She can't. She works so hard. Her name is Zoe, and but her mind is like her heart. So shoot, and she's a little lanky, and she's like whatever it is, but she's coming along because she's gonna be 9, but she's got a body of 11-year-old. So she's bigger. So, but once everything meshes for her, forget it. I have a girl named Mia that could eat this table. I have a girl named Naomi that her loves it. Her brother likes it, Rady, the young kid, the Three Musketeer, but she loves it. Her father says, "Oh, she loves it." She listens and you could see it, and she's a red belt now. So these girls, even on the girl side of it, are just coming along, and then have the guy side of it. So it just together, it's just amazing to see all of them coming. And being a Gen Xer and dealing with all different ages. The parents love how I teach old school, and teach old school. Yeah, the Gen X thing just popped her pen. Everyone else,
I got a little excited. Yes, Gen X.
Gen X, let's go. Yeah, so dealing with the little 5-year-olds and we'll lead into the next segment. You were probably asking me is about being a comedian. So when I took over I did stand up from 15 to COVID ended. So I had to shelf it because of the school. I mean, I couldn't do shows during the week anymore.
Right.
And I wasn't going to do it. And first off, half my act was dirty, so I had to fix that.
Why?
So, because not the follow. But you got the Taekwondo mommies, and then
that's what I mean,
the parents like watching certain things you shouldn't say. But
Yeah.
I had to rewrite it. But I mean, I could go clean because when you talk clean, it's a story relatable stuff. So. I joke on stage from one of my jokes about the Taekwondo mommies. It's like, I don't want to be filmed by turning any Taekwondo mommies off or on. Because either way, that's not good.
Exactly.
So I joke, I go like this. I had one mommy lean in and she was with her big boobs and said, "Can you give me a special rate?" I go, "Nah, sorry. You get the same rate as the ugly mommies."
Oh.
No booby discount here for you.
That's funny.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But no, but it's all true for that aspect. I mean, like no one really did that, but I use that in my stand-up as like part of the thing. But it's just that kind of fast. So I had to change it around, and I didn't want to say something I shouldn't say, and because this is big, my school's bigger than that, and I wanted to, but I still wanted to do it, and it just took some time and how I was going to do it. So I came back on stage last summer just because I was like this time of year. Because I was off for the school was closed for the week, so I was like, I'm gonna do a Friday show. So I went back on stage and talked about dealing with the kids and the ages like 5 to 7. You guys know like what's the favorite word of a young 5 to 7-year-old boy and girl, and it's because you can't say dirty words to a kid like that looks like beep or that looks like this or looks like you can't yell them. So they go, sir, how was it? I go, what's that thing that falls out of a dog's butt? Poop? No, the other thing starts with a D and ends with a Y. Duty. Oh, that's right. It's duty.
Yeah.
And the kids started laughing. And so the parents are laughing. Some of these parents are laughing behind me, watching me interact with these kids because I'm saying certain things that are like, I can't believe you just said that. Not in a bad way, but it's like because I'm interacting, balancing with it. And that's the comedic side to me that comes out. And my facial expressions sell the story. I'm kind of happy or like, what does that face look like? And so that's my, you're like, the smell face. What's that? What's that smell face? I said, well, you ever smell the garbage big dumpster out in the back? Yeah. Well, that's what that form looked like. And the parents are like, hey, but the kids got the message. So it's about the message being delivered, and I do it in a funny way where they're able to.
You're really connecting with the kids because they are loving it. They're having fun.
Teenagers too. Teenagers and teaching and still teaching adults. I had this one Indian student, Ravi, where he's kicking the bag, and I go, he's kicking it light. So the point I'm trying to make is like you got to commit to it. So I go, Ravi, you're married, right? Yes, sir. Committed to your wife, right? Yes, sir. Commit to the bag. Oh, now I get it. And he whacks the bag. I'm like, see, it's all about the message being delivered in the same facet, and it's good, And then, so like I say, I'm now back going on stage and have a couple dates coming up. I got to do a party on the end of this month for a guy's 60th birthday party.
That's like a private party?
A private party.
That's
He saw me
fun,
come out.
yeah.
I did a headline a show. I did 22 minutes at the Eagles Cup with your fellow friend John Brecco.
You know John Brecco?
Yeah. So we did a show together up on Friday. 2 weeks ago, and then it was a lot of fun. We actually it was just a great night. Actually, no, it was last Friday. So great night.
Sure about that?
Yeah, thanks. No, it was a Friday before. I apologize. Yeah, it was the Friday before because last Friday I was helping out. Then I have one in August, which is gonna be a big event, August 27th at Laundromat in Morristown, and then which is speakeasy, so it's gonna be like a town hall.
I've
type
heard
of
about it.
Great
I've
spot.
heard
So-
Let's
about
go.
it.
Field trip. What's the
I think I tried to go after Bachelor Live, but they were closed.
It's a Sunday night. It'll be a Sunday night. It'll be on August 27th is a Sunday night.
the
So
27th?
Yeah, so it'll be a fun night. You come on
Ooh.
up and then
That's 1 week after we get back from Matt Rife.
I think we should.
Matt Rife. Oh, he's a good
yeah.
comedian. I
Yeah.
like watching him. He's got that. I like how when he goes, "This all just happened." When he gets
He's
all like when he's
awesome.
like, how he banters with the crowd. So
Yeah.
my wife likes when I banter with the crowd, like in some facets. So I got to get a little bit better with. Because she likes it like we're doing here, just the.
Off the cuff.
And I feel like
cuff.
that's like Matt Rife's whole act almost.
To a degree,
To
I
a
think
degree,
he I think he sets the standard for what he wants to talk about, but he has like he makes fun of the one girl where she's like, oh, he's only the 5th pitcher, so you couldn't get past the first pitcher, because she's sleeping with her kid like that one. I think I
Yes.
saw that skit, and then. But like bantering with the crowd and
Banter,
having fun with them, and then it's gonna be a good crowd because a lot of my bartender friends will be in the audience, a lot of bouncer friends, so I have skits for all them.
That's
just like
fun.
the whole interaction with it, and then other people in the area. So it's gonna be a good show, a good night, and then just gonna try and do a show a month. Just keep it flowing, go it nice, and go for there. And it's funny, like one of my friends, I should do acting. I said, well, I know I could play 3 of them, like 3 types of character. One's a Russian henchman. Yeah, Victor needs his money. Like that. Yeah.
Did you audition for Bert Kreischer's movie?
Yeah, I wish.
The Machine?
I did my only acting gig I did for my my father-in-law who passed away from cancer back in 20. But in 19, I had the honor to be on stage with him. So guess who I played? I played a jerk from Newark.
Oh, that's that.
So it was so he's like a guy talking on the phone. It's on YouTube. I gotta find a clip to it. But it was like missed her sister, and the premise of the story was the guy. It's like all guys think thing. You go on a date with a girl. She opens the door, but it's not the date. It's the sister. And the sister's hotter than the other one. And he goes, so he's like, but then it goes dates the other sister, like he's doing the right thing, but then they break up, or obviously now it's 20 years later, and we all, since we're 40s, 50s, how old are you?
33.
Okay, 33. So she doesn't have it yet where she's got to hit that 40 mark where the guy reaches out there, hey, it's been 15 years. So
we had a pact.
So we have the 40. Yeah, when you like people reach out to each other. So we use that premise of person reaching out. You haven't seen you in 10, 20 years since college, and
are you
and
divorced?
Then, right. Then you end up going out on a date, and it's a whole skit to it, and it ends up like he writes it where at the time when he wrote it, like the guy is a Hillary fan and she's a Trump fan. So they get naked and they put on the clothes or whatever it was, and they turn around and it's a political thing, so something in the end. And I come out like in a suit and tie, I go freeze, and it's like a Twilight Zone thing. So and I did this whole skit, and it was good. It was a lot of fun to do, and people were like, "Oh, you should do more of it." I said, "Yeah, but I don't have time to go on auditions and stuff. Like I got to figure out where a guy goes. I want you in a part. I want you to do this." Or maybe there's an audition on a Sunday and I can go do it. I don't know. Like, we'll see.
What was it? Was it a play? Was it a?
It was a play. So it wasn't a movie.
Stage,
it's on stage. It's like a whole thing. And I never did it before, and I was happy I did it. I messed up on the end lines like 3 out of the 4 shows.
But nobody knows.
No, nobody knew.
No one has the script.
Nobody has the script. I mean,
Audience.
you could see me blank though. That was the funny part. Like you could see me blank. I know one thing, but I paused. But I sold it. I paused it, and then
dramatic pause.
And then
it
came to me. And then, but here's the thing about myself, and this is what I talk about with my students about when the lights are on. So when my friends were in the audience, my future wife was in the audience, my family was in the audience, my sister's watching me. I didn't fluff the lines. I nailed it to the T. But the 2 shows before, but also I guess you could say those are prep shows to get to where you got to go. But yeah, it was one of those things. And I have a few friends in the comedy world that are doing acting now, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to take. I have to make sure it's going to be where I know the school will be always covered, and that's where that future thing comes into play. But you never know. I mean, that's the thing. You never know where it can be. But I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, whatever. So.
What made you want to get into comedy?
I got into comedy because I was a bartender at the Tiki Bar in Point Pleasant. And how it happened.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was there from 13 to 17.
You have to have a good sense of humor to be a bartender there, right?
Yeah, I mean, dealing with some of the people, but I mean, it can be a total crap show, but
for sure.
I mean,
It's the best job, though, isn't it?
That
I
was
love bartending.
working for the Yankee. Yeah, I mean, I love bartending because it's the best job you ever had, not career. I mean, people have it as a career, but like to me, because you're ceiling limited to the money. But I think that. It was the best job. I had so much fun, especially with my personality being out there talking. I would talk to everybody, and I would make a lot more money because I was talking to people rather than being nasty to them, like half the bartenders you run into and sometimes down there.
Astonishing.
Just astonishing. And then how you can be miserable helping people when you make a ton of money.
Right.
I don't.
But
working
also,
on the
like,
beach.
Working
I mean,
at a job
it's
where you have
like-
to
it's a
interface with
great
people
gig.
all day, every day. How are you such in a bad mood? All
You know what it is? I think it comes to basis like sometimes the people are morons.
Well,
and a lot of
yes.
facets. Like, I can go through a laundry list of like, someone is new when they go, can I have cranberry and vodka? That's not how you order a drink. You order vodka. You always walk into the
Cranberry.
liquor before the mixer.
Vodka soda, please.
Vodka soda, right. So not a soda vodka. I have one. I go, can I have a vodka soda and a vodka seltzer? It's the same thing. man.
Literally the same thing.
So I had to tell, and then like this, and also the people some are snooty, but also depends on the day. I think it's just
I get
also,
that.
I think girls get more interactive with other girls because it's tough to explain, but they're not fast enough. The other girls get pissed off at the girls, or they interacting with the others, and then the guys, depending on the guy, you're not going to get yelled at. So it's more of a respect factor, I guess. It depends, but also how quick the guy is. You see the guy working, you're not going to be like, hey, can you make me drink fast? Rather than the guy takes his time. But Tiki Bar, so back to the story. So I started working Tiki in 13, and a guy goes, can you tell me a joke? Now, joke, I know a joke. But the problem is that I didn't remember any jokes. So we all hear jokes.
Well, exactly. When you're put on the spot, it's like, well.
So I remember this old joke for a Ronald Reagan joke, and I tweaked it to Bill Clinton, and it became a slayer.
Yeah.
All right. and then then what happens? So I turned into a really good storyteller with these jokes. I could paint. You could tell the joke. I'll tell a joke the same way, but I could sell the story as a crescendo to the punch.
Yeah.
And so that's how it kind of worked for me. And I would then I had a solid, no kidding, 18 jokes by the time I retired.
Wow.
So in 15, a couple guys saw me and like, dude, you got to get the hell on stage, dude. I'm like, nah. And I'm like, F you, dude, do it. I'm like, nah, well, all right, I'll do it. And then I just did my first mic, and then
Where'd you do your
my first thing as a
mic?
coffee shop, and I literally almost walked out. Not because I was afraid, but it just was like there was a hipster and 2 girls in the audience, and I'm like, you know what, heck with this, I'm gonna do this. And I got up there just to do my act, and I saw the band that was coming on after me laughing in the back. So it means I knew I had something. And then I did Stress Factors and open mic. And then there I knew I was different because I was like, there's a lot of comedians, you look at them, they're short, fat, bald, or can't get a date. I'm 6'2", now 6'1.5".
6'1.5".
Because I, due to the tiki working and I had my hip hop, I had a socket for where they got fixed up thanks to my chiropractor and a lot of work I did. But, I got measured, it was 6'1.5". So I was joking with her. I said, 6'2", 220, sexy. 6'1.5". She's like, well, all right, no. She's like, no.
Short.
So short man, But the thing was like, it was different. It was in your face. And I said, I just used it I was like, and the guy just do you. Be you, right from you. So all guys in the comedic world want to be dirty and raunchy to start. And then what I noticed was, it's just like when I played in a band, we were talking with her, I played as a drummer for 2 years. Or it comes down to the basis of if you make the girls dance, everybody dances. So if you make the women laugh, everybody laughs. But if you can't, unless the girls know where you're going to see, and it's that type of comedian like Andrew Dice Clay, you know what you're getting, and you're going to laugh anyway. But if you just have this guy on stage named Frank or Bob or whatever, and he comes up and says all these raunchy things, you're like, man, I didn't sign up for this. That kind of thing. It was a little
there's like a fine line.
Even though you're like going to a comedy show, there's different things. So the one guy goes, look, you got the look, dude. You have the goods. Just change it up. So I start talking about relatable stuff. People watching. All women
My
love people.
favorite thing to do. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I have a people watching thing. And how I joke about that is I said, my joke rhymes is like, I got introduced to people watching none other than my grandmother when I was 14 years old. And one thing I learned about women, if you hate a bee, I don't want to say the word, you hate a bee.
Yeah.
And she knows. That's probably why, I don't know that. So I always do that on stage where I point like, you're like, oh no. I said, look, I'm a bartender, man. I see how you women interact. You hug each other. I love you forever. The girl runs to the bathroom. You're like, I hate that freaking girl.
Bitch.
I hate that bee.
I hate that bee. Yeah. And it's true. You watch it happen. And I'm like, that's why I walk away shaking my head. Because but that's the truth. So I said, you know how the old birds talk? Like, oh, my grandma. So my grandmother's bee was named Bernice. She lived across the street. She's like, oh, hi, Bernice. How you doing? Went to beauty parlor? Very nice. Have a great day. Turns to me, she goes, you can't fix ugly, Bobby.
I love that.
Yeah. And I go, but Grandma, that's not nice. And she goes, let me tell you something, Bobby boy. You can't put lipstick on a pig and tell me she's pretty.
She is not wrong.
Yeah, she's not wrong. So the whole thing was like, but that's everybody's grandmother. So everybody's grandmother is different. They say different things, different ways.
Right.
But that was a relatable thing. And then I started talking about people watching as a bartender, and it just rolls from there into the whole thing. And it's relatable. I have bartending and dealing with the customers. And then I'm talking about being married and stuff. And then, that thing. And then I come up with characters for her friends. Yeah, I created, there's one girl named Danielle. It's called Danielle Drama.
Oh, no.
Every girl has a drama
so does
friend.
your wife get upset if you use her in a punchline or a joke?
No, as long as I like the joke about my wife is that when I first met her, I joked around about reeling in the lush because she was a party girl. Like she was unemployed and she's 10 years younger than me. So she was like unemployed, she's partying up, and I'm like, look, that's just not me. So I had to reel it in a little bit, like to go at certain times. But then there was certain things where she would. And everybody has that friend, right? How many drinks did it take? Remember the Tootsie Roll Pop theory?
Yeah.
How many 1, 2, 9 later? And then she turns it. So remember the movie Split with that guy, right? Remember Patricia?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
My wife turns into Patricia.
That's me too.
So the joke goes.
Talking about lush.
So right. So the joke goes where, 1, 2, 9 later, and thinks I got the straw. So she goes like this. She goes, old women do this. They look at you in the face. They go, I love you. And then she goes this. oh, I freaking hate you. Like, and then she goes, oh, everything comes out. And like,
That's
so the joke. But
You forgot the part where like you can't find the straw.
Well, you
for a
can't
second.
find the
You're
straw.
like,
no, like,
"Ah."
that's the joke when the person's drunk and it just hits the face. You know, that's
You can't
imitating
get the straw, yeah,
right face. But I think that my wife, you know, she has that, but she's actually it was a I don't know, allergic reaction to certain alcohols too. Like there was like she drank like a lot of vodka, then it would like every person like that would come out like that personality. So it's not that, but I mean using her in a skit. But I don't try to use like something that would like hurt her or offend her or any kind of stuff. Like
Well,
there's
yeah,
like just like she
course.
wouldn't if she was a comedian
Stuff
to
to
me.
go home to her.
Yeah, that's right. But you know, but her stories, like her, like I said, I came up with the skits about her friends and stuff, and it's kind of fun. Like you know, different names for their friends.
Yeah.
And then,
But like she knows who.
she knows who
you're
they are.
referring
And
to.
so I said,
They
like,
know-
I
they
said because I
probably
said
know.
your friends are a bunch of characters, man. I said you know they just this one, that one, and her. It's funny. Like her friend is in town. She says my wife's over by what is it? Partying with her on her birthday. Her friend Jules. She goes, "What's my nickname?" So I seriously don't have one. I'll find it, but I just don't. It's not coming to me.
It's not there
Yeah,
yet.
like you know. And then there was different ones I talked on stage, and I talked about my guy friends. You just come up with all the raunchy, funny things to make fun of guys about, and then, but yeah, it's good. But then you can you can use it as a banter thing. So like, yo, with Tracy, what would you Tracy be like? You know, tough nut Tracy, or like it could be like
Trey
Tracy
Dog.
Tracy the trash. Yeah, like
Ooh,
know what
Trey
I'm saying?
Dog. I like Trey Dog.
Oh,
the
Trey Dog. Well,
best.
Trey Dog's a nickname, but like in terms of like.
Got
like,
it. Okay.
Okay, like Tina the Tramp. You understand? Yeah.
Yes,
So you could say
I do.
Tracy the Tramp, but you're not gonna say that. But like, it's all they think like it's. But those things that you can rush or
That's
run
what
around.
I'm gonna call
But
you
something you
from
can
now
banter
on.
around with, and you can use a T. Then you have a C. Then you have a D, and you just whatever pops in your head. I think that could be running with. You can do it, and then everybody has those friends. So you ladies have friends that are the Tramp and the Drama Girl and. This, that, and the
The
other.
lush,
thing, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
like
right.
every's got that cast of characters
Yes,
in their life.
and I think that
you can
again, that's a
always, like-
relatable topic. So I mean,
Totally.
that's why I think when it comes to comedy, it's all
All right,
relatable.
Tracy, what would you name me?
The lush, I would say.
For sure.
Lush, am I wrong? I mean, what would I be?
See, you know what I better idea. So.
Am I the drama?
No. Oh my God. No
I'm the
way.
drama.
I would have to think about it. I can't. It won't come to me right this second. Give me
I'm
a
like the
minute.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cool mom.
The cool
I'm
mom.
the cool mom.
Definitely the cool mom.
Yeah, the cool mom
There
for the
you go.
group. But I find it fascinating though. Like you never took a class, a workshop about like stand up comedy.
They had a workshop that I was probably going to attend, and then I just said I'll take it if my writing doesn't get better. Then my writing got better, and then my stage presence got better, and then just a growth. I mean, I'm getting back to a lot of guys I work with. I'm very proud of that we all met in 15, and they're doing shows 4 times a week in all parts of the states, the tri-state area. My one friend just went to Vegas. Name's Johnny Hollywood. My friend Paul, No Filter Paul, and Dave Hodge. You know, No Filter Paul's funny. He's a British guy. He's insane. And then my friend Dave Hodge. They're doing a lot of stuff. My friend Anthony's booked with a. With
Johnny Hollywood, is that his like real name?
That's his. Well, that's not his real name. But
Okay.
that's
It's
his.
like a
That's his
porn
stage.
name.
And
It sounds like a porn name.
you know, the fact you said that he's watching this thing, he's gonna like that. But you know, I think it's fascinating, like where the stories come to play. You know, my mind is always running with it, and then you know, like coming out with that cast of character names. I was in the gym just thinking about it, and I was writing on my workout sheet like Christina, Tina the Tramp, and I go down the guy's name, So I mean,
Are you always like thinking of something and like writing down material like
not
in
all
your
the time.
notes?
I'm not all the time. I think it hits me like, oh, that's that could be in a comedy act. It can be in a skit. You're like,
It's so awesome though that you like took the step to do that, because there's so many times when I'm like with my best friend or in my head I'm like, I'm hysterical, but to take that step and like go out there and like put yourself out there to do it is really
yeah.
awesome.
I mean, I thank you. I mean, and it's for anyone that do. If you feel you think you can, there's no try and get up there and have some fun. But everybody's like, here's the thing. That's why I always tell everybody, everybody's funny in their own right. You know,
Right.
like I had guys that said about like, oh, I'm funnier than you. I'm like, all right, big guy, go on stage.
Yeah.
No. They're like, well, then
Right.
shut up then.
right.
until you go on stage in front of people going like this to you with the eyes bugged out and looking at you and waiting to laugh.
Yeah.
And you can't, and you're too afraid to do it, then that's your thing. But like, don't sit there and make comments. Like maybe you are a little funny on certain comments you make, and certain joke you could tell, and maybe you are in some
right,
facets.
but you can't necessarily get up there and do it.
through 20 minutes or 10 or even 5.
And how good does that first laugh feel? That first laugh you
Just
hear.
hearing the laugh in general is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, because the people, like you were laughing at just the stuff I was just telling you, like, so it's that kind of feel. Like it's just making, and knowing that I know I can hit that on certain times because you say it, you know it's coming because it works. So you find the things that work, but it's not like forced. It's a natural thing for me in some aspects when it comes to the comedy side.
Have you had any shows where jokes haven't hit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
It was more, I mean, not say there's a few like where a joke here, a joke there might not go, but then the whole show on a whole is great. I had one where
it totally tanked.
Oh, how'd that feel?
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me tell you where I was at and what I did. And I'll tell you, I've had good shows at this place too. It was at the Greenwich Comedy Club in New York, and it's the city and that part of the village. And it wasn't doing anything where it's like a political thing or off the cuff thing or anything else. But the joke I told went too long and it didn't take. I brought him back, and then I lost him again. So it was kind of this. So my wife's like, "Well, that was your day.
Yeah.
Everybody has their day."
Everyone has a day.
And what the joke was is like, and it's a true story. I rewrote. My friend told the story to me, and I rewrote it like I was sitting next to the girl, as where it was a fancy football joke. Works well at the end of August, where you're like and how this girl drafted everybody on hotness.
We were just talking about this. I'll have to tell you about that when you're done.
Yeah, so how I wrote down, like, I go down to quarterback, and I'll tell you, ladies, it's just like, I'll do the clean side of it. Like, there was Baker Mayfield, but I'm not going to say what I said for that guy. And then there was, like, Julian run over me, Edelman.
Amen to that.
Travis,
Run over
Travis, I'll have your baby, Kelsey.
Travis, you watching?
then there was, like, once you go black or you can't go back with Amari Cooper. Then
Wait,
there
these
was,
are all really
Stealing all
right,
of these?
so then I don't care that he. Oh wait, what was this? What was the kicker's name? Adam, old man. I will treat him Vinatieri when we had the gray hair and stuff. And then you had. Then it was like there was a quarterback, and I went down to running backs like Julian. Julian. Big Arm McCaffrey or whatever. Like it's been a while since I told that skit, but it's all written down. So I guess like, but if I really want, but so I'm in the middle of the village telling this stuff. 6 guys are laughing. All the drunk women or whoever were part of this village thing didn't get it.
Oh, well,
and I didn't skim. It was a lesson learned. I didn't skim off of this skit to go into that. And then, so for me, it was that kind of fast. As then I did the bartending side of it, and I got him back. And then I did the joke at the end, which is like the karaoke joke, which I think is priceless, where, there's 3 types of singers. And then, there's the really good ones. Like, man, that girl needs, or guy needs to be in a band. There's the Clint Eastwood one. Like, every man's got to know his limitations of those people, like everybody in this table. But then there's the really crappy ones, So I said, like the Indian guy singing Tom Sawyer. People go, I'm like, don't look at me like that. Man, do you ever hear him sing it? Like, today, Thomas, no, don't ruin that song for me. And some girl goes, that's racist. I go, how's that racist? You ever hear the guy sing? It's not. It's just a fact. And so that was a heckle I got from the drunk girl.
Oh, no.
And then the ending was, I do the imitation of a guy. I'm not going to do the lyrics because it's really raunch, but like how the drunk guy just got broken up with his girlfriend, and he goes up and he changes the word to the whole song. And the guy sings Jack and Diane and changes the words to the song, and he's like, that kind of guy.
Oh, God.
And then you all seen a guy like that go up there and just change the lyrics to the song, and I end it with thank you, so people are just laughing with it. But that was the night that my wife goes, you just wasn't there. So, but I've had that's the only one I can say. I mean, there was a few in the beginning, of course. But then I had some people laugh at certain stuff. But then I always took that as a learning experience too, where, things wouldn't go.
Stop you. You kept going.
You got to go. So there's some mainstays of stuff that work. I think the bantering side of it and stuff like that. But I mean, I got to say I'm lucky to have the right audience. So lucky that I had the knowledge to roll off of stuff. It's not flying or just. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just happy to be back in the game to get where I can't wait to see where that year from now. I can't wait to see what the year from my school's like from now, and then and just all the stuff, my life in general, like, with my wife, we're gonna try and have kids, like the whole thing, it's gonna be crazy, so I was like dealing with that thing, like comedy side of that, like, I hear comedians talk about their daughters and their
you're gonna have a whole new thing
genre.
of material.
Just on material.
So much material, it's not even
Here's
funny.
a story a guy told me. This is when I was younger. It's like mid-20s at the time, and he's like, the difference between my son throwing up and my wife throwing up is, Bob? I go, what? He goes, when my son throws up, he can literally throw up all over my face, and down in my pants. I could be scarfed in barf, and I wouldn't care. He goes, the minute I hear my wife start to hurl, I run right out the door.
Yeah.
He goes, she's like, he's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And he goes,
So
it's totally
true.
different.
No, but it really is true. Like, kids can like poop on you. You'd be like, okay. But like, obviously, an adult can't poop on you, and it would not be okay.
Well, I don't know about your side of it. What's going on over there? What's going on over there?
Most people would say.
Or it's
Most.
WTF. Like, what?
I don't need anyone pooping on me. And
Oh,
you know what
God.
the thing about being the fun aunt is? I can pass the kids off when
Yeah.
they do poop.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm an uncle of two. One's 11, and the other one's like 3. And then it's just, one lives far away from me, unfortunately. He moved down to Florida, so I get to see him only piecemeal. But the other one, I was just dealing with him. I have a great relationship with my 11-year-old and stuff like that. He did actually take my school to his 11, but then he made purple belt, got hit in the head, and punked out from there.
Oh, no.
He's. I don't care if he's watching it. I don't care. That's the fact. Because, like, after that day, he's like, oh, this. My friend TJ hit me. Like, but then he's busy in other things too. He's busy in, which I'm a supportive uncle on anything he wants to do. Like, good. But here's the joke I have is like, I have him, but then he introduced me to his friend. This kid is like my Taekwondo nephew. I have Taekwondo nephews.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
the kids that are like me, but they're not like blood related, but they're my nephews because they're like my personality. Mm-hmm. My nephew's humorous and he's funny and he's like me, like that facet. But I mean, the Taekwondo side of it, he either took to it or not, but he's 11. So
Right.
something happens down the road and he wants to train again. And of course, the door's open for my nephew to return, but like, I wanted him to be that. I wanted him to go that way, and so it's like a slight disappointment, but I'm not disappointed in him. It's just like I wanted him to go to that, kept that. But I want him to be like me. But you can't make somebody be like you.
You're right. You
just
can't
like the
make
kids
that,
you're saying,
yeah.
you can't make somebody do your things, and it's kind of like how Michael Jordan has kids, and his kid never even he played in the NBA once. Like you can't recreate who you are.
Right.
So it's just it's just one of those things. But I for me. I just love that he's doing his thing. He's good at soccer. Actually, I got a great video of him hit top shelf. He's doing the Ronaldo and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was proud of him with that. He's doing his thing.
He'll come back, You
never know. No,
He's
like
11.
I said, he's
Like,
11. That's the
anything
thing.
could
He runs
change.
into the football player, wants to beat his head in sophomore in high school, and then he's like, Uncle Bobby.
That's right.
Yeah. I need some help with this. All right, fine. Let's go. But that's the whole thing. It's like, if it's not like he's quitting at 19, 20. But I mean, everybody has their things. Like, and I always tell people, women especially, I teach women self-defense, is that you guys should take a self-defense class consistently because it's all about repetition and being able to defend yourselves. Because people are like, my wife's funny. She's like, oh, just grab the balls and punch the throat. So let me tell you something. Like some guy's grabbing you. You're not going to remember that. You think you do, but there's no way. Otherwise, everything that was ever told to every mother to daughter would all work out in the end instead of some guys doing what they do out there. So I just think that, and I teach women that they're amazed how when I act like the attacker, that serial killer kind of guy, like this, and they're like, oh, get that quick, all it takes that splits back in. So, but then they get it. And then they block and they get it. So it's consistency, it's repetition, it's everything. That's a key thing for.
We need to.
I was gonna say we should do a
We
self-defense
really
class.
need to take that. We're in real estate.
Yeah.
By day. And
Listen,
I taught
think
a real
about
estate.
it.
I taught a real estate seminar up in Sussex County by me. But you have is like to get people to drive from Sussex County all the way down to Roxbury or like Morris County. It's like an hour, not an hour ride, but like 45-minute ride to go take a class when you need to show a house and it's all that thing. But real estate agents should know how to defend themselves, especially when you're in that basement or you're in that garage and you're like this and like you don't know who you're with. You know, like even if it's a
I hear
husband and
horror
wife tandem.
stories, like the one class, continuing education class, like it just like put the
Yeah,
fear
we
in
have to
us.
take
We're
these,
like,
you know,
oh my
continuing
God.
education classes, and they have like
About
the
safety
scenarios
and
and you're like,
scenarios, yeah.
the next day, you're like, oh my god,
Yeah, no.
Meeting with some random guy you don't even know to
in
go
a
show him
vacant
the
property.
house.
You're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I'm risking my life right now. Like,
Yeah,
whoa.
no, because you don't know the
About
guy,
that,
and then
right.
you know I did the scenarios with the women that were at and that guys and girls, women that were actually at this thing, and they were like amazed by like the simplest of things to a shirt grab, a
Yeah.
big pop, like this, and they're like, oh, what about from behind? And you can pop out and this hit, but like there's certain things that are just there to look out for, especially since you ladies are real estate agents. You should just look into that and do it as a fun thing together. You know, and I always joke about like with how big the Peloton thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I always say like I work out with a purpose. Like I get my cardio in. I don't ride a bike. I don't run.
She's a Peloton.
Okay, so I don't ride a bike. I don't ride pump, but I'm training with a kicking bike, get the sweat and heart rate up, and I'm kicking and popping and just working out with a purpose. So the joke, and you're gonna like this, is like where what you gonna do when the devil shows up at the door? Oh wait, I gotta go get my Peloton. Which means nothing.
No, right.
But it's good for the health. Don't get me wrong. Like the workouts,
Any
like Orange
workout
State,
is
it's good
good,
for
yes.
you. But the workout with the training side of it, where you can have it, to me, it's fun because I'm training to defend my family, myself, everything else, but yet still get the same effects.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so that's a key thing to it. And I think everybody should do that. At least you should ladies should do it for a fun thing. Like once a week, find a self-defense class to go in and say, hey, can you teach us or get a group of ladies, and the instructor will teach you. Find the right guy, of course, or woman. You never know.
I'm adding that to the list of things to do.
We should.
The class.
We could
so
probably talk to downstairs, right?
Absolutely. We need to do
Krav
that.
Maga guy?
Oh,
Yeah.
you got a guy here downstairs? Yeah,
We
definitely
do.
go. Krav Maga is great.
But we'd love to come visit your school too.
If you ladies would like to take a ride up, and I have a class on Monday nights at 7:30.
We can do Mondays.
Yeah, it's a ride up, but it's be worth the time at least to have some fun. You meet the ladies, high
We'll
five.
get
they all high
the whole group.
If you
Yeah,
you
we
come on, you take a
should.
ride up. I'll be more than happy
The
to
whole
have you come
panel
up.
should go
Yeah.
up on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Come on up.
A training exercise.
That'd be great.
All right, we'll look into that.
Yes.
Now, again, if anybody else is interested in the classes that you offer,
Up in
your
my
website,
area?
what is your website?
It's
Tell us.
quantkd.com, KWANTKD.com, which I think is in the subject line of this.
It should
show.
be, right?
Yep, yep.
And then the
Hey, you set an appointment, come down, and we can do whatever. I teach kids ages 5 to teenagers, and then we go to adults, and then women's self-defense. I do weapons too, nunchakas, katana, which is a sword, and then no real swords, it's the wood, and because you don't want any swords. And you're messing with kids, and I'm like, sir, he's got the sword.
yeah.
But then we have the bow staff, which is the main thing. I love that type of weapon because it could be anything. You know, it means like it could be a broomstick, it could be a
Broomstick,
pool
right.
stick, it could be a lamp stand, it could be numerous different things. Yeah,
my oldest son took Taekwondo.
nice.
I forget what belt he got up to, but he took it for a while.
Yeah.
But then he wanted to play baseball, and that really like.
I had a couple kids.
interfered,
I mean, the
and-
thing about the kids' sports today, Tracy, is that I deal with a lot of kids that stay and then they go for 2 months and they come back for 9. I got like the 10-monthers. But what's funny is like I lost a really good kid to baseball, but that says a lot though. You know,
Right.
he's a pre-black. He needed to get at least to get your black belt. Like you're all the way that close. But then like John Brecco is a great example. I don't know if you watched our show with him. Like he literally is like, I got up close to, I was in red belt and then I quit. I mean,
Yeah.
you're that close. You're like, but again, you're a teenager. You don't know that, mom could afford it, could not. I mean,
Right.
I don't know the story what he told, but yeah, I said, dude, you can always go back. That's the thing is like, you should go back just to accomplish that first thing
Yeah,
because just
the
a name on the
milestone.
belt, become part of the big picture of things, and then you can continue training or not, and then refine what works for you. But I think the key thing is just like people just should always do an art, and then with kids, it's the discipline side. Parents want the discipline,
Yep.
and then they want
That's a big thing for a lot of parents.
for a lot of parents because the way that kids are raised today, and not. I don't know how do we say this like that. I think I blame my generation, the Gen Xers. Is like something changed in that realm that some doctor said about timeout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like there's a fun thing about Gen Xers have that thing about there's a T-shirt that says "I survived the wooden spoon."
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Oh,
like-
I'm
like-
a big fan of the wooden
I
spoon.
mean, not even just a millennial. I survived a few wooden spoons.
Oh, okay,
in
so I
my
mean, well,
day.
you had the right grandma or mom hitting you, like I mean, but I mean, it's not like you should go around whipping your kids just because they didn't turn on the light. But the whole
Well,
the
what do you
thing is
mean?
like well maybe, but like or leaving the lights on. Feel like
I was gonna say it's more of turning the lights off. would get you.
right. But the factor is, I think there was a lot of things missed out, and then things got spread out too much, and then. Why did the way I hear the parents talk? Now, I don't have that. You know what? I'm lucky. I actually say I'm blessed about the parents I deal with that their kids here and they bring them to me, and then I teach old school, and they have the same mindset, what they want for the kids. So I don't have that. I have one story, and it wasn't my school at the time. I just came back, and a mom comes in with a kid that's a pre-black, which is a red and black. It's right before black belt, and this kid's not good. I mean, it just wasn't good. So mom comes in, she has that snide mark you ladies have either done or here. Excuse me. That face. Excuse me. I'm like, oh, sorry, ma'am. Can I help you? She said, my son's a pre-black. He has a black eye. Can you explain this to me?
Oh no.
I'm like, and it's not my fault. I know. Look, I just came back. I'm in this thing for 3 months back from 2004, and this is her kid. Kid's probably in his 20s now. But like, I go, you ever see your son train? She's like, no. I'm like, well, why don't you hang out for 10 minutes? And he goes into class, and he's the kid that sticks his finger up his nose. No. And I turn to the mother like this. Make a snark face out like this. All right? She goes, sorry. And she chastised him all the way out. You dare do that to mommy again? That kid never returned. I mean, I think he returned a couple more classes, but he never made it to black.
Wow.
And then it was just that kind of scenario. And that's why I like a lot. There's a lot of Taekwondo schools that have caused a lot of bad reputations when in the art because of the way some of these instructors have taught. They do a lot of games. They don't do the tradition. They don't do the discipline side of it, the hardcore side of it. They don't do that the way the Koreans taught it. And then even some Koreans, some may do it that way or not. But I just think that the way I was taught and the way I continue it even more because of my personality, I just make sure there's now I have fun with them because the fun leads to them staying in the sense of
You really engage with them.
engage with the
That's how they
engagement side of
engage.
it, not like playing a game or kickball or like I heard all these horrible stories, and I'm like, no, it's not our organization. It's not what we do. We're focused on the stuff now. But can we have fun in the class? Of course, but it's within the realm of what we're trying to teach. So that's the way it works out. But yeah, that was one of my history stories about the excuse me. I will never forget it until the day I die, and it's been almost 20 years. Because it'd say 2004, 19 years. Yeah, so that was it. Yeah, that she had that smirk to her face, like think she. And one good thing I have about when I was a parent, I don't have Monday morning quarterbacks. Where like you have the soccer dads, right, and the soccer moms.
Yeah.
I played high school soccer. I know how to.
Right.
And the coach are like, "Oh my god, I can't!" Right? Like they're yelling on the sidelines. The football dads, like Al Bundy, I played high school football. Like that, and they're like, the whole thing. I don't have somebody coming in and going, I took Taekwondo until I was a purple belt.
Right,
You're like,
right.
okay.
Right.
All right.
Have a seat.
What do you got?
Have a seat, right.
That kind of thing. I don't have that, thank God. I've never had to encounter that. I said the only joke I can say is like there's probably one woman that could walk in my school and go, you know what I think? I totally think you're right. It's Ronda Rousey. You know what I think, Bob? I think you're kind of right on that one. I kind of think because she knows what she's doing in some facets. But yeah, I mean, I'm blessed with great parents. I'm blessed with great students. I don't have any really bad ones. And if there is one, it either works out or it doesn't. But I try to make it work out as best possible with my making it work because they're there for a reason. They're there to get better. Like some kids are only child and they just need attention. Sometimes you got to break that mold. You got to break their. It's like breaking a horse and recalibrating a horse.
Yeah.
And then a lot of parents are happy with what we've done and what I've done, and then it's a great thing.
What's the time commitment? Like 3 days a week?
I think if you really want to be really good, it's 3. Okay. The mainstay is 2, especially if you're in the beginning. It's like 2. I do have once a weekers just because of schedule. I'd rather have them in there than not learning.
Right.
but their ability will always be below the person that's there twice a week, because it's
yeah.
like anything. It's about commitment. I don't care who you are. You're not going to come in and be a rock star at once a week, but that they'll get better over time, because then the once a week turns into twice a week down the road. Maybe
And at
when
least
they're
they're
up
still doing it.
yeah, and they're still doing it, and they're learning, and they're getting a part of it, and then when the schedule opens up, like their sport ends or something, then the parents then they go
Yeah.
twice a week. I've had a couple of parents now go from once a week to twice. But I have a girl that's a friend of mine wants to come in. She took Tiger Schulman's, but she's in her 30s now, and she wants to become a black belt. Yeah, I got the message from her the other day, and she's like, I want to go up and I want to get this now. So she's going to come in and
that's
crush this
awesome.
thing. So, yeah, so she wants to get this. I said it's like 3 to 4 years. But the kids, I love the expression. The kid's like, it's going to take me how long? What do you mean how long? What do you think this is?
Right.
Yeah, but then when they see not just me doing it or the pictures on the wall or the videos I've done, it's the guys below me, their peers, their guys that are 18, 16, 15. I said, who you want to be like? Zolt. I want to be like Yashil. I want to be like Tim. Those guys that are, the young kids see that. Got to
Yep.
be like him.
Yep.
You want to be like me. I mean, you want to be me down the road, but I don't.
You can't even fathom that. It's so far away.
I couldn't, Tracy, let me tell you, I couldn't fathom it walking in 1986, sitting in this chair today discussing this. I couldn't.
Yeah.
There's no way to be at that realm of where I'm going. But one turned to two. Then that second grade, the third was very big for me. I learned a lot of weapons. I learned different Hapkido, which is the self-defense side, where you ladies will encounter when you come up and see me. Like just certain wrist grabs, the easy things to deal with. But then 3 to 4 was the side of that teaching side. I got better as my ability got better, but the teaching side got better. And I think just learning how to relate to adults, to kids, to there, and learn how to teach a message. I have people that are not even with me anymore. They leave comments on the Facebook page. Master Pearsall is the GOAT. Master Pearsall, which is great to hear. But like, just he was my best instructor. He does just all these stories that the other students that haven't been even in my organization now that come back, and you helped me through my high school, and you helped me through
That's
your
awesome.
teachings, like helped me today without me even being there. So it's great for that stuff. I mean, it's amazing.
Very
thing.
rewarding, right?
Yes, huge. Yeah, I can't. It's just huge to have. I mean, we were all put on this world to make a difference, and for me, I mean, I almost died in a car accident back in 2013, and I was nothing happened, thank God. But you remember the movie Road Trip?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember like, when the guy's at the end, he goes, "Man, I can't believe I'm still on this planet." You go, like, I'm meant to do here to make a difference.
Yeah.
The guy that taught the philosophy. I take that every day. It's like from that day forward, I'm here for a reason. God kept me here for a reason, and now I know that reason. Even from 13, that year on, has been an amazing ride from coming to the comedy side of it, and then the martial arts side of it, being the master at the Taekwondo school, and then just other stuff, and everything that came off that date.
Yeah.
You got to look and be amazed on, and
Yeah,
I
of
think that's
course.
awesome. Yes.
Well, all right, you mentioned like you're going to start a family soon, so that's going to be like your next adventure.
Yeah, it's my
right?
next adventure on it. Yes.
Oh man, you're in for it. You're going to be like the older dad.
I know. I mean, that's what the thing is
So-
like. People are like, "You're not 52." I'm like, "Thank you." I mean, I try to. I want to. The health side I was talking about, like cutting weight for my wedding. I'm down almost 20 pounds for my wedding. Just to the better cholesterol, get better. Just because I got to be here for a long time, especially.
Yeah.
As long as this guy's going to let me around. So I want to try, and goal is 90.
The goal is
Just
90. All right.
90. So that's a goal. I mean, with our generation, I think I love how people like when someone dies, and I think this is the one thing that gets me is like when people die in their 70s and 80s, like late 70s, 80s, and people are like, "Oh, so young." I'm like, I don't know what are you considering? I mean, I get it. I mean, like you're close to that age.
Well, when
and,
you're 70, you're like,
like,
oh,
I mean,
it's so young.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, like, yeah, I got a story. I mean, like, yeah, you could say that. Well, we're still young, but then I had
mean,
my
I'm
97-year-old
40.
grandmother's like, with one snaggletooth at 97. I mean, sitting there going, "Oh, I'm still young." I'm like, I remember her saying like, "Oh, I feel so young." I get that the soul really does, but the body's not there. But like, I get I think you're a youthful person, but you've been around older people, man. Like, they don't say they're young. They're like, "Give me my coffee." Like my grandma was like, "I need my coffee hot, like steaming."
Scold your
Like,
mouth
like,
like
and
that
we were like,
hot.
"Man, grandma, that's grandma hot." I'm like everything's got to be grandma hot. We call it.
Grandma
My
hot. I love
my
that.
wife goes like, it's like, "Oh, I need my pasta grandma hot." Like it's
Oh my
like
God.
that.
That's funny.
That's fun. It's
Steaming
all
hot.
steamy hot. Everything's this, but I get the point. but it's like our generation. I think with if you can get replacement parts, and I think you can go like in certain things like stem cell. We don't know what the next 30 years is going to hold.
Yeah, that's true.
You walk into a cubicle, cancer relieved. You know, like whatever. I don't know, like
You don't know. It's crazy.
boom. You know, there was my wife, you know, has different ailments or whatever, like allergies and all this jazz, and she comes up with. But there was a TV show where you got a new sleeve, they called it. I forget the name of the TV show, but it was like if you died, you take out the chip in the back of your neck, which has all your thoughts and things, and you put it into a new body. So it's known as a new sleeve. So imagine you just like clone, like the 6 days with Schwarzenegger, where you got like the guy was cloning the clones. Like
I
you
forget
like
what that was called.
reclone yourself. Yeah, there was a 6 days, 6 days or something like
is that what it
6
was?
days or something like that. Yes, you know. And then but yeah, who knows what the world? But then you have a really overpopulated world. I mean, we're all supposed to be able to leave this planet. But all right, my goal is 90. It's tapping it out. I mean, that's what I want to get to. And whether God gives that to me or not, I don't know. But I do my best to be here. Yeah,
What are you doing for longevity? Like we talked a little bit about this, but like you're
So I
really into
like
your
the
health
longevity side of it for me. I definitely not a big drinker anymore. I had my party like a rock star on Sunday, but that was because like you think. But I don't drink on average.
Just save it all for
Yeah,
one day.
I never smell. Well, I saved it for like certain occasions. Like I mean, I'm not that. Oh, I need a glass of wine every day kind of person. I mean, I train every day, so I hate feeling that sluggish nastiness. So the booze side's gone. I'd never smoked cigarettes ever in my entire life, so I never had that carcinogen deal on me. I'm not a big drug user at all. I mean, not even weed, all that stuff. So I know all the bad three I don't do.
Good.
I eat a certain way now where it's like I eat gluten free. So for mostly my sister busting my horns about calling me GFWC, which is gluten free when convenient. But see, I'm not celiac, so I can have a piece of bread.
Right.
But when I notice when I'm on consistency of it, I cut down or to feel more healthier. The digestive system's good.
I'm sure you feel it like
Yeah.
immediately when you
Immediately, and I eat an intermittent since January. Like when I cut down the weight, I was like because I ate in a window, the intermittent fast window.
How long do you fast for?
9 hours. I do from 12 to 9 because I mean, look, I got to school. I get home at 8:30. I'm eating dinner at 9. But my problem, what I had before, reason why I couldn't cut it, and people are like, "Oh, I love when women, my wife does it. Like the women go, well, you're a dude and cut weight." I'm like, look, I was stuck at 235 for the longest time. Stuck there because. Yeah, maybe when you're younger, it does work that way. But when you get older, you have to change your system up. So I had to find my change. So my thing was this and that. And I went, watched the high protein, drink a lot of water. I just certain things. So I think that kind of gave me this certain thing. And I stayed in that window and I didn't eat snacks at night. I used to eat protein bars late night. So that's extra 300 calories is probably killing me there. And then, but yeah, I changed that up. And then it just adding the more nutrients in, like more vegetable, like just certain blending. My wife says I don't eat enough of it, but I drink V8. She's like, that doesn't count. I'm like, look, like I mean, but I can only do it so much. But I take the greens in my drink. I do with my pre-workout,
Vital greens?
Vital collagens. I do
yeah.
Vital collagen I've done. That's where my wife's noticed in my face the difference of the skin texture. Then I think that's pretty much. I know we were talking about the food I eat. So there's these bodybuilder guys on Instagram created these meals, and I make them, and I still was cutting. The guy was right. You still can cut weight, but you're still not getting away that. What was it? That the certain food aspect, like he's making this chicken teriyaki, but the way he's making his teriyaki is like healthier. Like I made these smash burgers on a gluten-free tortilla, but I did the smash of the 85-15 lean beef or 93.
Did you see those on? Did you see that on TikTok?
Yeah.
You gotta get on TikTok, like
I know, yeah.
for the food porn.
I got it. Well, I did on Instagram. I get the same thing with the YouTube.
I guess it's like
But
the
like
same
2 weeks
content
later.
at this point,
yeah, they get whatever they do. It's still as long as it still gets to me, I'm fine. So, but there's certain like it created the Big Mac, with certain rolls. I'm like, I can eat a Big Mac, but I can create the Big Mac sauce with a Faye, 2% yogurt, but it's healthy. It's all the protein in it. So all this stuff, but I'm eating this thing. I'm like, oh my God, this thing is amazing.
Yeah.
So you eat that type of food, and then crock pot gluten-free mac and cheese, and then there's doing this and then that, and like mixing different things up. And I'm like, or the chicken or certain chicken fried rice I make. Well, like she's telling me, I was talking about I have a Chinese fetish, but it's like
Asian.
it's Asian, but it's the food more than the Asian. All right, and then, but like the whole side of it is just that but I was eating gluten-free. So I was telling her that I did it for Lent one year as a gag. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to go. Oh, wow, we're over now.
I know. Is this the right time?
Yeah.
Did they move the clock?
No.
The clock has always been there?
It's always been
like,
there.
I feel like it was hard
We've
for
been
me to see that.
we've been rapping.
We're having a good time.
I know it's a good time, yeah. But they had, well, I'll end up on this, and then we can do what you got.
We have to do the
know,
MIDS
everything
whole
you got,
segment.
everything you're gonna do.
We got to get
So we'll
into
finish
that.
on this. So I did as a gag for Lent, and I realized that I cut down, I think, like 10 pounds during Lent. This is back years ago. Because I got rid of the wheat factor, and it was like corn, rice, and potato. And I like all three of those. And they're all the great meals. I like got fried rice or rice. Pretty much rice. I was talking about the Chinese thing. Then he had corn. You had the corn chips. Corn or cob, whatever heck.
So you gave up all of that?
Yeah, no, I gave up just the wheat side.
Just the wheat.
The gluten.
Okay.
So,
gluten
like,
side.
not
So-
even giving up all carbs. Like, he's still eating corn, rice, potatoes.
Yeah, you eat potato chips, but if you eat the regular potato chips, if you eat just check the ingredients. So another thing, so my wife got me off of certain deli meats that were like, the turkey. I was eating turkey, but like look at the dextrose, which is like, which is bad for you. And like, so I ate more natural. I spent a little extra money on the turkey, and then that can help out. My wife does a lot of paleo stuff for her cutting her weight down, and with her different ailments that she's got, the overcoming. And then, but just eating a certain way. Then, this is the one, the bone broth diet. I get the Walmart bone broth, and I just cook it up with the chicken pieces in it, and then put pepper in it. I'll eat that.
Yeah.
And it's like 18 grams of protein plus the chicken. You'll have 45 grams right there. So just eating it, and then you're full. And then, but it's good
And
for
the
you.
collagen.
You got the collagen in, yeah. And then I started taking. I mean, so I would do a bone broth fast day, like the girl and the woman in the book said. Start off with the one day and then do two. So when I was on a consistent basis of it in the beginning, which I'm going to go back to it, is like more because summertime it's hot to eat soup.
Yeah.
But the basis of it was that. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing how it worked out, and here we go. So all right, so now let's get to
Here
the
we
Tracy segment. I'm like
All right, real quick before we get on to this, August, when is
27th.
the show? August 27th. I'm writing this down because I want to go, and it's where at the laundromat?
the laundromat in Morristown, since she heard so many things about it.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun
Yeah.
field trip. We
Yeah,
need
it'd
to
be a
go.
fun one.
All right, we need 5 more minutes, guys. I got to get to Am I the Asshole because this is like urgent situation. It's
Oh,
dire.
gosh. Urgent.
So,
Am I the
I just
asshole?
got back from vacation, and we know how competitive I am. I hate to lose anything. And we had a big controversy at mini golf.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
As we always do, Bob and I mean, we'll end up divorced.
Wait, husband's Bob?
Yeah. We'll end
Yeah.
up divorced over mini golf. Like, it's a fight. It's an argument every time. So,
You get divorced and remarried after at the end of the 18th hole.
I don't know about this. So, how many holes are there on a mini golf course?
Technically 19.
What?
Well, because usually they do the extra
Yeah, the extra one.
hole
The
for
hole in
the
one.
free game.
The free game.
Okay. So this particular mini golf course that we went to only has 18 holes. But, you've got the scorecard. It's got the par for every hole.
Right.
So they didn't have the extra hole. But the 18th hole, if you get the hole in one, you get the free game.
Okay.
Okay, but it's a par. So, all right, he's beating me by 5 shots, pretty much midway
Consistently?
through, to the end. So we get to the 18th hole, and I don't get the hole in one, but I hit it up the thing, and it goes down the chute. So I get 1 stroke for that. He goes up, it's come rolling back. Now 5 shots for him to get it in.
So you won.
And he's trying to tell me that this hole doesn't count. That
Oh, really?
That it's not a hole.
It's convenient how it doesn't count when it makes him
Exactly.
lose.
Now, I say the 18th hole is the 18th hole.
Right.
Right?
Yes, it counts.
You guys, it was a whole big thing. He left the scorecard on my pillow. that
Did he really?
night.
Wow.
I mean, that's like, and he's like, call the place tomorrow. Ask him if it's a real hole. Of course it's a real hole, right? Like, it's the 18th hole.
Yeah, in regular golf, you don't just not count the 18th
No,
hole.
you don't. No.
Thank you. So please tell Bob that it is an actual hole, and he did not win by 5 strokes. He did win by 1 stroke.
So he still won. So why is he still crying about it?
Because he would have
Still
had a bigger
won.
lead.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna you
Yeah,
beat
but
me
I mean,
by
you
1
won the
stroke.
18th, but okay, so he had a bigger lead at the end of the 18th hole. So he still would have won. So he's mad that he didn't win by 6. He won by 1.
I guess.
Still won, Bob.
Yeah, you still won, Bob. So
Bob.
take the win, but
Take the
you
win.
only
You get-
won
you
by
get-
1 stroke.
So what was the bet?
It was actually a cash bet, but it's been such a debate that, you know.
So you
He hasn't cashed in yet?
I haven't paid up, no, because I maintain that the damn 18th hole was easy. I'll pay up.
But
All right, so you got the
I want
hole
a
in one,
rematch.
right? Or no?
I didn't get a hole in one for the free game, but my ball went up the chute and down the little thing. So it was one stroke for the last hole. Like, it didn't come back.
that doesn't make sense.
No, that makes sense because usually the 18th hole should be. Okay. So he took 5 shots going up the thing and rolled back. So you got it in, but you didn't get the free game. So how come you didn't get the free game?
Yeah, if it was only one
I didn't
stroke,
get the
it was-
hole in one. There's like an actual hole in one. Then there's the thing where you hit it and it just goes down the chute and the game's over. So like it takes your ball. You
It
can't.
takes your ball. All right, but he took him 5 times to get up to the hole.
Exactly, because it has to go
But
up a
then-
hill.
right, so he-
There's
but he
like a
still won
fence
by
thing
one.
over
All right,
it.
yeah.
He still won, but
So you
not
got-
by
you-
5 strokes.
kind
And
of-
that's
kind of-
why I'm competitive. I'm not going to let it go.
Bob, the 18th hole counts.
Thank
All right,
you.
well, Bob, the 18th hole counts, but you still won, so she's got to pay up. There you go.
I'll pay up.
I'll side with the
but
guy on this one.
I wanted, I just wanted, he needed to know that the 18th hole is an actual hole.
It is an actual hole. Yes, you got that.
Thank
All
you
right, but if he
guys.
tried that with any of his, like, if he went actual golfing with his, like, guy friends, they would be like, shut up.
Exactly. They would laugh at him.
Like, okay, go home, Bob. Go
Well,
home.
thanks for settling that, guys. I appreciate that. This has been going on for a week and a half.
All
Like,
right. Oh my
the controversy
goodness.
over this.
Well, I hope he's watching.
We
I hope he knows.
we'll have a rematch. I'll let you know.
There you go. Do the
I'm
rematch.
up for the challenge.
Meanwhile,
I-
she's like, "What happened, Tracy? I lost by 35."
I have to redeem myself. All right. On that note, we're out. We'll see you
Bye,
next
guys.
Pleasure
week.
being here. Thank you very much tonight.
Thanks for coming in. Good
God,
show.
nice.
Good
Excellent.
times.
Appreciate it. Yes. Bye, everybody.
All right. Well, we ran. For whatever reason, I feel like they moved the clock. I usually see it right over there. But we didn't have time for flavor of the week, but I'll tell you what it is. I'm going to make you guys do it now. On TikTok, there's this